Hello, receiving students and sixes. Thank you. Take your seat. Now, receiving students and sixes, before we go to our today's lesson, let us recap what we have learned in our previous lesson. Now, students, in your previous lesson, you looked at mixed numbers. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, I would like you to tell me which of these is a mixed number, which is on the screen. Robert, receiving students, you can tell your teacher which of the numbers or the fractions shown on the screen is a mixed number to your teacher.
1 whole, 1 quarter.
1 and 1 quarter. Yes, Robert is correct. 1 and 1 quarter is a mixed number. Now, students, a mixed number, I'll quickly recap on your previous lesson. A mixed number is made up of a whole number, and then you have also what? A proper fraction. So a whole number and a fraction. So that number or fraction is also known as proper fraction. So when you see a whole number and a proper fraction, you must know that that is a mixed number. Now, students, our lesson topic for today is on improper fraction. Now, students, you should know that fractions can be, from mixed number, we can always change fractions to improper fractions, or we can change mixed numbers to improper fraction. In today's lesson, we will try to understand what are improper fraction. So, receiving teacher, please, if you have prepared your activity sheet, you can give your activity sheet to your students. From the model class, I would like to have all the group leaders to come to the front and get the activity sheet. Thank you. Two each for a group. All the groups should have 2 each. Yeah, two each. How many did I give you? Okay. Take 1. 10, okay. Get. Students, our learning activity for today, or for today's lesson, is on what is improper fraction. So we will try to find out what are improper fraction. Now, students, you should have a worksheet like this, which has been given to you by the teacher. Now, as we go along through this activity, I will ask you some questions, and you follow the questions and try to answer according to the question. So you will be guided with guided questions to do the activity. Students, is that clear enough? Yes. Thank you. Now, your first question. Draw diagram of mixed number 1 and 1 quarter. Now, on your activity sheet, you will see that you have a fraction, a mixed number, 1 and 1 quarter, and also another example, which is 4 over 4 plus 1 and 1 quarter. Now, I would like you to, under the section where mixed number is given, 1 and 1 quarter, I would like you to draw the diagram of 1 and 1 quarter on your worksheet. So, receiving students and sixes, please draw the diagram of mixed number 1 and 1 quarter. Students, sorry, the diagram that you should draw is a rectangle. Draw a rectangle, okay? So, you show 1 and 1 quarter in a rectangle form, okay, format. So, not circle, but show it in a rectangle. rectangle. That's triangle. The camera to get them.
Yeah.
Show him. Then show him this one the correction board. I mean correct one say. Put in the camera. Show him the students. Some groups they did it correctly, so I want to make the camera to they show their work to the other students. Is it okay to do that? Receiving students and sixes. From this group here, I would like you to see what they have done. Drawing a diagram of a mixed number. So let's see from this group here. This group here will show you their work. Let's have Milika. Milika, please show your group's work to your other friends. Camera. So receiving students and sixes, you have just shown this group's work that they have drawn. They have drawn 1 whole and 1/4 in diagram format using the rectangle shape. Now, let's have this group here. Okay, Emmanuel, please. From this group, Emmanuel is going to show you what their group has done. I would like you to see Emmanuel's group's work and Milika's group work and try to compare the differences. What differences can you see from the two? Is Emmanuel correct with diagram of 1 and 1/4? Yes or no? Yes, Emmanuel is correct. But how did they position their rectangle? Horizontal or vertical? Horizontal or vertical, students? Across is horizontal, downwards is vertical. So look at the whole number. Is it in line with the fraction 1/4? Same? No, it is not. The position of it is not the same. So their group should have it in one position, let's say vertically or across. So Emmanuel's group, please correct that. Your whole number rectangle bar should be together in line with the fraction 1/4. Now, students, let's say one more here. Emmanuel's group, our friend Alexander. Now, students, is their work correct? Did they have the diagram of 1 and 1/4? Okay, this is correct. The work is correct, but the position this time, they have decided to draw the diagram downwards, vertical position. So, it is correct. So you can have your diagram in a vertical, downwards or across, as long as you have shown the correct answer. Now, students, if you have drawn your diagram like Emmanuel's group, vertically or downwards, showing this 1/2 and 1/4 fraction, you are correct. Okay, for my case, I have decided to use line my fraction mixed number across. So, if you have it in Emmanuel's group or this way, like Milka's group, you are still correct. As long as you have a diagram like this. 1/2 shaded and 1/4 fraction divided in 4 parts with 1 part of the rectangle or block shaded. So, receiving students and sixes, this is diagram of mixed number 1/4, 1 and 1/4. Now, the next question. On the next chart or the same activity sheet, you will have 4/4 plus 1/4 fraction written using the same chart. Now, I would like you to draw the diagram of 4/4 and 1/4. 4/4 and 1/4. You have already drawn the diagram of 1 and 1/4 on your activity sheet. Now, on that same activity sheet, you draw diagram of 4/4 and 1/4. Students, you have 2 minutes. Students, the first diagram that you drew on 1 and 1/4 is a guide to you to draw the diagram of 4/4 plus 1/4. So, use the first diagram as your guide to draw the diagram for 4/4 plus 1/4. Last 1 minute, students, last 1 minute. Students, when you are drawing the rectangle, make sure the length of each rectangle that you are drawing must be the same. Must be the same length. Length is not the same. Finish, sir. Okay, get ready. Rodney. Now, receiving students and sixes from the model class, I will select group 8 and group 9 to show their work. Now, I would like you to see these two groups' work and try to compare what they have come up with. Compare the work of these two groups. The diagram of 4 and 4 over 4 plus 1/4. Now, from group 9 we have Oa, and from group 8 we have Rodney. Rodney and Oa, please can you show your work to your other friends. Now students, the first thing, look at the two groups diagram. Are they correct with the diagrams? Are they correct with the diagrams? You will see that Oa's group, they have decided to draw their diagram downwards, vertical. Oa's group. Rodney's group, they have decided to draw their rectangle horizontal, which is across. Now, are they correct with their diagram? Students, do they have 4 over 4 divided 4 over 4 in diagram correctly? Look at the first rectangle. Have they divided the rectangle in 4 parts and shaded 4 parts altogether? The board diagram, yes or no? Yes, you can see that they have divided the first diagram in 4 parts and shaded the 4 parts of the rectangle. And then the other diagram, they have also divided into 4 parts, but this time they have shaded how many parts? One part only. So, both of the groups were correct. Correct or wrong? I think they are correct. Yes, they are correct with their diagram. So students, 4 over 4 plus 1/4 from the group's work, you have seen it there. That's the diagram that you should have for the fraction 4 over 4 plus 1/4. Thank you, Rodney and Oa. You can take your seat. Now, students, this is what the two groups have been shown. The two groups that have shown their work, Oa's group and Rodney's group. They have come up with something like this. So this is the correct, what they have shown here is correct answer to the question, drawing diagram of 4 over 4 and 1/4. So, now students, before we go into the next question, I would like to compare the two diagrams here. One whole, this is one whole, and this is divided into how many parts? 4. This rectangle is divided into 4 equal parts. And how many parts are shaded? 4. 4 parts are shaded in these 4 equal parts of rectangle, which means that one whole is equal to 4 shaded parts of 4 equal parts. So, class, one whole is equal to 4 equal parts of 4. Now, class, the next question. Looking at your activity sheet, I would like you to activity sheet on the diagram 4 over 4, 4 over 4 plus 1/4 diagram, and count how many parts of the rectangles or how many parts of the blocks have been shaded. You count the number of parts that have been shaded in the diagram 4/4 plus 1/4. Who can give me the answer? Students, to the receiving student, please tell your teacher the number of parts that have been shaded in the diagram 4/4 plus 1/4. Minoy.
5.
5 parts out of 4 equal parts being shaded. Okay, let us look at the first diagram of 4/4 plus 1/4, this diagram here. Students, I would like us to concentrate on only this diagram of 4n 4/4 plus 1/4. Now, from the first diagram or rectangle, we have divided the rectangle in how many parts? 4 equal parts. And how many parts have we shaded? How many parts? We have shaded 4 parts. So, the first rectangle, 4 parts shaded out of 4 equal parts. Why 4 equal parts? Because this rectangle is shaded into 4 equal parts. Now, the next diagram. How many parts have been shaded? 1 part shaded out of 4 equal parts. So, the total of how many parts altogether shaded out of 4 equal parts? 4 parts out of 4 equal parts shaded, plus 1 part shaded out of 4 equal parts. Minoy has given us the answer, which is 5 parts shaded out of how many equal parts? 4 equal parts. Now, students, if we have this in fraction, we have 4 parts, 4 out of 4, plus 1 part of 4 parts. How many parts altogether shaded? 5 parts shaded altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Out of how many equal parts? 4. 4 equal parts. Now, students, this is what fraction have we made now? Improper fraction. So what can you say about improper fraction? Robert?
Change it to mixed numbers.
Okay, Robert says change it to mixed numbers. Thank you, Robert. We are changing. Yes, Robert says that changing to mixed numbers. Can anybody help Robert with their answer? With his answer. Thank you, Robert. Any more answers? What can you say about the improper fraction? Okay, students. If you look at the improper fraction, look at the numerator and the denominator. What can you say about the difference between the numerator and the denominator? I would like you to say the difference between the numerator and the denominator. The numerator is 5 and the denominator is 4. What is the difference? Receiving students, what is the difference between the numerator and the denominator? Or, let's hear from Or.
Because numerator is bigger than denominator.
Very good. Or let's give him 2 big claps. That's the answer that I was expecting from you students. You will see that the numerator is greater than the denominator. So, that's what improper fractions are. Improper fractions, their numerators are greater than their denominator. So, students, what you have on the screen is the summary of the activity that we have just done. Drawing of diagrams to find the improper fraction. So what the activity that you were doing during the lesson was the activity to lead up to understand what improper fractions are. With that, students, we will now move on to our exercise. Students, you have only one exercise. You write the improper fraction of this mixed number. I have given you the diagram. You are only to write the improper fraction. So the mixed number is 2 and 1/3. You have the diagram of 2 and 1/3 and the diagram of 3/3 plus 3/3 plus 1/3. Now what is the improper fraction of that mixed number? receiving students and sixes. Let's correct exercise 1. So exercise 1, write the improper fraction of the mixed number 3n, 2n, 1/3. Now, students, together we will try to answer or correct the exercise 1. Now, 3 over 3, how many parts have I shaded? 3. Another 3 over 3, 3 parts have been shaded. So that is equal to how many holes? 2 holes. And then plus 1/3, how many parts have I shaded? 1. 1 part has been shaded. So, the next question. How many parts are all shaded together in these 3 equal parts of diagram? 7 parts have been shaded. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 parts have been shaded out of how many equal parts? 3 equal parts. So 7 parts shaded out of 3. Out of how many equal parts? 3 equal parts. So, students, what is the improper fraction? 7 over 3. So, the improper fraction for the mixed number 2 and 1/3 is 7 over 3. Now, students, before we end our today's lesson, I would like you to quickly copy down this additional activity for your homework. Draw the diagram of mixed number and write the improper fraction of it. So the mixed number is 1 and 2/5. You will do that exercise as your homework. And students, I will correct that in the next lesson. So corrections for that activity will be in the next lesson. Students, what did we look at in our today's lesson? What did we look at in our today's lesson? Or
Mixed number.
mixed numbers and what? We looked at mixed numbers, but we did not really look at mixed numbers. What was the lesson today? Alison?
Improper fraction.
Very good, improper fraction. So students, an improper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is greater than the denominator. So that is the meaning of improper fraction. Numerator bigger than the denominator. The next summary point, mixed numbers can be written as an improper fraction, like we did with 1 and 1/4. We tried to change 1 and 1/4 to improper fraction, and we found the improper fraction of 1 and 1/4. Now students, our keyword for today's lesson is improper. And our next lesson topic, simplest form. With that, receiving students and sixes, thank you very much for your participation.